You've heard about the AI gold rush, right? Well, while some companies are out there selling the digital picks and shovels, one company is building the superhighways. We're talking about Arista Networks, a company that just posted some absolutely stunning results, proving they are right at the heart of the AI revolution. So what's behind this incredible surge? Let's dive in and break it all down.
Okay, let's just start with the headline number, $9 billion. That's Arista's revenue target for their 2025 fiscal year. I mean, just let that sink in. A number that big puts them squarely in the big leagues, going toe-to-toe with the networking giants that have been around forever. It's a massive signal that they are a critical player in this whole tech explosion.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Their CEO, Jayshree Ullal, straight up called 2025 a year of validation. What she's saying is, this wasn't some lucky break. This was the plan. It's the result of a deliberate strategy firing on all cylinders, especially in their two key areas, AI and their campus business.
So that $9 billion figure is the goal. But how did they get here? To really get it, you have to look at their most recent performance, which was, to put it mildly, pretty darn impressive.
Okay, so check this out. They didn't just meet Wall Street's expectations, they completely blew past them. They brought in over $100 million more in revenue than anyone expected. And look at that growth for the full year, almost 29% bigger than the year before. I mean, wow, that's the kind of momentum that really makes people sit up and pay attention.
So what's the fuel in this rocket ship? I think you already know the answer. It all comes down to two letters, AI. Arista has just perfectly positioned itself to be the essential can't-live-without-it plumbing for the artificial intelligence boom, and boy is it paying off.
And this chart really tells the story, doesn't it? Look at that. Almost half their business, 48%, is coming from who they call cloud and AI titans. You know who we're talking about, the biggest of the big, like Microsoft and Meta. You add in that other 20% from other AI players, and you realize that nearly 70% of their money is coming directly from the AI world. This is their sweet spot.
So, you might be wondering, what does Arista actually do? Well, here's the simplest way to think about it. If you imagine AI models are these giant, sprawling cities, Arista is the company that builds the incredibly fast, super reliable superhighways and interchanges that connect them all. They make sure that the insane amounts of data can move back and forth without causing a massive traffic jam.
And here's why those highways are just so critical. In the world of AI, there's a metric that is everything: job completion time. See, when it costs you millions of dollars in computing power just to train one AI model, every single second counts. If you can shave a few hours off that job completion time, you are saving a fortune. And that's exactly what Arista's networks are built to do. They're built for speed.
And Arista knows exactly what they're sitting on. They've just raised their 2026 goal for AI networking revenue to a mind-blowing $3.25 billion. That's more than double what they did in 2025. That is some serious confidence. It's them basically shouting from the rooftops that this AI wave isn't just a wave, it's a tsunami, and they're ready to ride it.
But here's the really smart part. As important as AI is to their story right now, Arista is not a one-trick pony. They've got this bigger strategy called Arista 2.0, and it's all about making sure they have a stable, growing business for the long haul, not just during the AI boom.
And you can see that strategy playing out right here in their revenue numbers. Yeah, the data center business is still the lion's share, absolutely. But look at the other pieces of the pie. Campus networking, routing, software, services. Together, that's more than a third of their entire business. These are not just side hustles.
And they are getting serious about these other areas. They're aiming to make $1.25 billion in 2026 just from their campus business. And we're not talking about your standard coffee shop Wi-Fi here. This is the heavy-duty AI-powered networking that runs huge corporate headquarters and university campuses. It's a massive market.
A huge piece of this expansion puzzle was their acquisition of VeloCloud's SD-WAN tech. Now, SD-WAN is just a fancy way of saying a smarter, more flexible way to connect a company's offices and workers over long distances. By buying this, Arista can now offer the whole shebang, a complete, secure solution that connects an employee working from home all the way back to the main corporate network. It's a really sticky product.
Okay, but it can't all be good news, right? Of course not. This kind of explosive growth never comes easy. And to get the full picture, we have to talk about the very real challenges and headwinds that Arista is dealing with right now.
So here it is, the two sides of the Arista coin. On one side, you've got these record-breaking results and this super optimistic outlook.
But on the other, you've got intense pressure on their supply chain, soaring costs, and the pretty significant risk of relying way too much on just a couple of massive customers.
And you really have to hear this quote from the CEO to get just how serious the supply issue is. When she says prices are horrendous and exponentially higher, she's not exaggerating. She's talking about essential parts for their gear. This isn't just a small headache for them, it's a major cost pressure that they have to wrestle with every single day.
And this chart right here, this is what might keep some folks up at night. In 2025, just 2 customers, we're talking Microsoft and Meta again, made up a staggering 42% of Arista's total revenue. Now, it's great to have them as customers, but when nearly half your business depends on just 2 clients, well, that's a big risk. What happens if one of them taps the brakes on spending?
So you have this incredible momentum on one side and these pretty scary risks on the other. Where does that leave Arista? Let's take a look at what the company itself is forecasting for the road ahead.
Despite all those headwinds we just talked about, Arista has put out an incredibly bold forecast for 2026. Get this, $11.25 billion. That's another 25% growth on top of what's already a huge business. This tells you that management truly believes the demand from AI is so powerful it will blow right past all those challenges.
And that really leaves us with the billion-dollar question, doesn't it? Is Arista cementing its place as the absolutely essential, can't-be-replaced foundation for the future of AI? Or are the risks, the crazy costs, and the heavy reliance on a few giant customers just too big to ignore? The answer to that is going to define the next chapter for one of the most important companies in tech today.